Just got word from my man's on the island. He say he needed guidance. Niggas on the streets is wildin'. He looked to God but can't find him. So he demand silence from the clear hard to symphony. Only thing playing is the band violence. No lying, nigga, just on that go they iron. They wanna burn your molecules until you lack no irons. Treat beef like they lack no lion and no iron. They get the raw methods put you on that long stretcher. Too much pressure.
It's funny, one night they was performing in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn Bowl with Prodigy, and you know, they simply had just asked if I'd be down to come out, you know, me being a Brooklyn native, and them being, you know, an amazing jazz band. It kind of just clicked, you know, it was like attracts like, you know, the headspaces were similar, and the universe just made it happen.
It means a lot because it lets me know that all the hard work that we've put in throughout life, and you know, a famous hip hop up and coming artist like that recognizes our skill, our talent, our hard work. It means a lot. It shows that, you know, somebody appreciates the music and what we do, our craft, what we work so hard for, and you know, it's a blessing to have someone look at us in that realm.
I think live instrumentation is very important in hip hop because I always say that hip hop is a genre that's, you know, seeded from jazz. Like, you know, jazz is like the father of hip hop, and you know, jazz of course is solely live instrumentation, and you know, having those aspects included in hip hop today is very important because you still get that, like you get that similar vibe, like, you know, is that soul, is that funk, you know. So and these are all elements that make hip hop.
A lot of the hip hop music that you hear on the radio or that you've heard before, it's produced by old jazz tunes or jazz classics that incorporate live instruments. When a producer takes this sample or anything of that nature and put it in a new record, it brings a level of instrumentation in hip hop that's never really been heard before. What it does, as far as Soul Rebels and Joy, it brings a new type of music that he's never heard on his set before. And what it does for the Soul Rebels, it opens up our genres of music that we've never done. I mean, it lets the world know that we can do hip hop, we can do funk, we can do rock, we can do reggae, we can do all of these types of music. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation for the both of us.
I think it's very important to have live instrumentals in hip hop. Don't get me wrong, we respect the DJ element and the sampling that takes place there, but the energy and the connectedness with the audience that live instruments bring to a show, it can't be matched. We've been trying to do that for the longest, and we're finally getting these collaborations with artists on the level of a Joey Badass to get with us. And then once they get on board, they're like, man, I see what's going on. So I think it's real important to have more live instruments in hip hop. It's coming about a lot. I see it going on commercially real successfully right now.
It's very important for me to be a voice of a generation from the inner city because, you know, I get to speak for a lot of unheard people, you know, and I think it's very important because it's like who else is going to speak for us, you know, but somebody that's like comes from the same place, you know, and understands that struggle and what it is and what it really means to make it out of there, or how it really feels, or what you really got to go through to make it through those trials and tribulations, you know. And I think music is a very important factor of that because, you know, music inspires us, and it influences us in so many different ways. So I always try to be conscious of my message because I know a lot of people from where I'm from is always listening, you know, and I always want to make sure that I'm feeding them the right stuff.
Joey has a very authentic New York style, and I think it's important in the context of hip hop today because, you know, in a time where everybody's kind of hopping on the train of the latest thing, his style is very authentic to where he's from. So I think that's important, especially nowadays in hip hop. So I think that's the good thing about his style. You know, he's keeping it authentic to where, you know, where he comes from.
Joey Badass is an artist. I became familiar with him in 2012 when he released the single Waves. We actually performed that with him at the House of Blues in New Orleans. Also, I've been just a huge fan of him with his collabs, also with Absol, also Static Selector. He has a new project that's out maybe a few weeks old now. That he has with he is a track with Action Bronson and also Big Crit as well.
Oh man, that was an awesome feeling. I was highly impressed with the young man. His approach to the music was real professional. Artistically, he's lyrically really on point. I like the content of his lyrics. And he really had a respect and appreciation for the live instruments. For me, obviously, that was real important because sometimes rappers don't understand what's going on musically, but Joey was real in tune to what we were doing. So it was a real impressive first impression that I had of him.
Oh man, it was great, man, performing with him. Like, the guy's high energy is kind of similar to what we are. It's like I say, it's professionalism and it's respect for just the basis of music, like live instruments and where the music is going. It was like, man, it was a breath of fresh air to get with someone that's really connected to the real music aspect, the core of, you know, where the music comes from. So just working with a guy that's so professional, high energy, it was like a new brother in our band. He pretty flowed in pretty good with us, and it wasn't really no big problem, man. We had a blast doing it, and definitely we would love to do it again.
I always like to tell people not to expect anything, but what you could definitely look forward to is a dope, soulful, spiritual experience at Voodoo Fest with the Soul Rebels. Enjoy Bada.
I'm out for presidents to represent me. No tricky message in me. Who the best is MC? They be mentioning me. Too high, I be molested and beat. Fuck man, teachers should teach it. They can spend their lessons over the street. So first class, make a lesson for me. Fuck what you teaching, but the regions, I'm flying over regions, reaching all-time highs when Jesus can't reach us. Step to me and get the recipe to make you. This is for my niggas, killers, $100 billers on the block and the rock spot clock. Watching out for cops, all about they cheddar. The guns know nothing that's better, like fuck a prison edit. No Berettas, letters to the letters. What is better, just menaces